been sitting here for the last hour, several hours, trying to figure out how I'm going to start this video, and I really don't know how I want to start this video, or what I'm going to say, or even how long it's going to be, or even if I'm going to edit it. What I will start out with is I am going to be, first of all, sorry for the background noise, that's my dogs barking in the background. We're getting some stuff done, so please bear in mind the noise. Well, don't bear it in mind, but you know, I apologize for it. Maaf karo. First off, what I will start out with is I'm just going to put a trigger warning here. I will be talking about some very sensitive, personal stuff that might be triggering to some. It involves mental health and also a very serious issue that's happening in my life. So because of that, I guess I'll probably end up editing this and putting a place down below somewhere, rather in the description or on this video, where you can skip ahead to if this is triggering for you. So, trigger warning right here. First of all, Assalamu alaikum or Ramadan Mubarak. Mera naam Katie. On YouTube, Mera naam MC Flawless hai. Or I have no idea how to start this. So I've been having a panic attack for the past 24 to 36 hours, since about 1 p.m. yesterday. Well, noon actually, let's be honest. And there's many reasons for that. I struggle with PTSD and depression and general anxiety disorder. I also have severe social anxiety. And prior to getting help, I would have panic attacks at least 3 times a day. I would have flashbacks quite frequently, and they would last anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, all the way up to like hours, like 2-3 hours long. So some days are fine, some days are great. You know, I'm taking medication, so it helps a lot. I pray, inshallah, which helps a lot. I read my Quran. I pray to God all the time, so that helps, along with learning positive coping mechanisms during my recovery process. But about 2 months ago, actually exactly 2 months and 1 day, I started having issues with my PTSD again. And I'm probably gonna cry in the next couple of seconds, so maaf karo again for that. For those of you wondering what I'm holding my Totoro stuffy. My friends got it for me. He's my favorite anime character and I love him. Not sponsored, but also as a little friend. To comfort stuffed animal. About 2 months ago, I started working, and in this new job that I love, I work with animals. One, legally, I don't think I'm allowed to say where, so I'm not going to mention the name of the place that I work for my safety, for my coworker safety. And like I said, legally, I don't think I'm allowed to. But when I started there, I was really excited. I had been without a job, which meant I was not able to care for myself the way I wanted to. And if you can hear my dogs, I wasn't able to care for them as well as I wanted to. And so it was very hard. So I was excited to start working again. And shortly after I started working, I'm sure many of you know because we all saw it on the news around the world, there was a terrorist attack that happened in Christchurch, New Zealand. And I was heartbroken to hear that another attack had happened at a place of worship. I've grown up as a Christian. A year and a half ago, I converted to Hinduism, so I practice both religions at the same time. And I decided, as a human being, that I was going to stand up with my Muslim brothers and sisters, inshallah, to start wearing a hijab, to pay tribute to and to honor those who passed away in the terrorist attack that happened at the two mosques in Christchurch, New Zealand. And I was inspired by their prime minister, who after the attacks wore a hijab to pay respects to those who passed away. Initially, I was only going to do it for a week, and a few days in, I felt so inspired by everything the Prime Minister of New Zealand had said, and all the change that she made in a week. In a week, she even went as far as not to mention the person's name. And I am going to follow suit and do the same. I'm not going to mention this person's name. I'm not going to give them that kind of power or notoriety. And it was after her speech, I heard a snippet of it on Instagram, that I decided I was going to wear a hijab, not just for a week, but for 50 days. And I was going to wear a hijab for 50 days to honor each person. One day, every day, for 50 days. Honor a new person by wearing a hijab. I'm thousands of miles away. I didn't know what I could do to help. I'm all the way here in the States. And I wanted to honor them. So that's what I did. In the process of doing so, I became so empowered by wearing a hijab. I love it. I'm currently wearing my new hijabs that I got recently. It's called the One Piece Aya Amira hijab. Inshallah, I love it. It's my favorite hijab. I also love the coloring, and like it's got designs on the like embroidery here and on the back. I also, you probably can't tell on my shoulder sleeve, I'm wearing my, what's this called? Abaya jilbab. So I am fully covered and wearing modest clothing today. And during the process, I decided that I was so inspired by wearing my hijab. I felt strong. I felt confident. I felt more in control of myself in response. Like, and when I say that, I mean like, I felt more in control of how I allowed the world to view me. So, oh my gosh. Did not think I'd be crying this early on in the video. I just felt so strong and empowered.
And so I decided that I was going to look into converting to Islam, inshallah. And there is a mosque that's near me that I now attend that had an open mosque day where you could learn all about the mosque and Islam and the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and you could learn all about Islam and Muslim culture. I got my first Quran there. I love it. I'm reading it. I've got a little bookmark in it. The bookmark is a, would you call it a pamphlet? I think it's a pamphlet. I think it's called a pamphlet. Is it a pamphlet? What does it say? I don't know the word right now, so I'm just going to call it a pamphlet. I apologize if that's not the correct word, but it's like a pamphlet about the Quran. So I have my Quran that I got there. I got henna done. They were giving out hijab scarves. There was food. There was calligraphy. It was so beautiful. And there's people from all different walks of life at the mosque. And it was after that, going to the mosque and seeing what it was like and learning all more about Muslim culture, because I was doing some research online by myself. And it was after visiting the mosque that I officially decided, and this was still during the 50 days of me wearing a hijab to honor the 50 people who passed away in New Zealand during the terrorist attacks, that I decided to convert to Islam. So I wore a hijab for 50 days. Those 50 days recently just passed, and I decided I was going to continue to wear a hijab for the rest of my life, and I was going to start the process of converting to Islam, which I have done. And I say all of that to bring back around to what I was first talking about. Like I said, started working exactly 2 months ago. And I love the animals I work with. I love the people that I work with. My friends that I've made are nice. It feels good to be able to have this job because I really like it. But as I said earlier, my PTSD was re-triggered by something that I never thought would trigger it. I got this job and I was excited. My dogs are going crazy. And I started, love that I'm shaking. Like with any job, you do interviews and stuff. And one of the people who interviewed me made me feel very uncomfortable. I started wearing my hijab probably a few weeks into working. So I wasn't wearing a hijab when I first started. A few weeks in afterwards I was. And when he was talking to me, I just felt so uncomfortable the entire time with the questions that he was asking me and with the way he was looking at me and with the way he was talking to me. And I have anxiety, so I was like, I was really nervous for the interview, and I was like, I'm probably just really nervous and really scared. I'm reading too much into this. I kept telling myself that. And then started getting worse. He would look at me in ways that made me feel so uncomfortable. Now, the job that I work in, the things that I do, it's a relatively messy job when you work with animals, and that's fine. I've been doing it for years, so it's not anything new. But I felt so disgusting and dirty every time he would look at me. No, I don't wear my abaya jilbab to work. I do wear it to mosque, but I wear a hijab every day. And I dress modestly as well. Not that I wasn't dressing modestly before, because I was. But I was dressing modestly. A, because I'm comfortable with doing that. That's just me. And B, because it is required of me as a Muslim woman. But I also just like to dress modestly because that's just what I like to do. But rather I was on break or I was just walking around, or he would pass by a room that I was in, he would look at me. And I mean, he would look at me. He would look me up and down, especially when I started wearing a hijab and I started covering myself more and he couldn't see my hair. And I noticed it way early on, but I really started noticing it probably a few weeks ago. But early on I was ignoring it. I'm like, oh, you're reading too much into this. You're doing too much. Like, he's literally 2 times my senior in age and in rank. There is no way that he would look at me like that. There's no way. I would not work in a place where I would be disrespected like that. And then I was talking to him and he just looked at me up and down, and I could see that he was staring at me while I was walking away. If I was bending over, working with the dog, and I would stand up, I could see him staring at me inappropriately. Almost, I want to say 50% of the time when he looks at me, he doesn't meet my gaze. He doesn't look me in my eyes. Like, it's one of those things like when he talks to me, he doesn't talk to me, he talks at me. And when he's talking and I'm in a room full of people, he looks, like, it's one of those things, like, have you ever, like, seen somebody talk and they're not looking at you, they're looking past you type of thing? Like, if he's talking to someone and I'm in his field of vision, he looks past them and at me and does not avert his gaze, and I can feel him checking me out and looking at me inappropriately. And I hate it so much. And I started thinking about it, and I started questioning that behavior. And I thought back to one of the first things he told me when I first met him, which is he said, I'm the person you have to impress. It's me you have to make happy. And as someone who loves working hard at her job and who loves to please people to make them happy, I at first didn't think anything of it, like at all. And then the more he started looking at me, the more he started staring at me inappropriately, and he would say hi to me, and it was so creepy. I just got this really off vibe from him. It felt wrong more and more and more. And so I ended up in the middle of a panic attack telling a family member about it, because I would start going to work and I would have massive panic attacks. Like, I'm talking, I would freeze in place and was not able to move. I would start to go nonverbal, which is what happens when my panic and anxiety get really, really bad. I can't talk. And then I told someone close to me in my family, someone else, and they described it as grooming and sexual harassment. And when they were describing it to me, I was able to put two and two together. And I realized that only 2 months in, from the day I started working 2 months ago, oh my God, this is so hard to say. I have been a victim of sexual harassment at the workplace. That's the first time I've ever said that out loud or in my head. What makes things worse is he's the leader. Like, he's the person everyone answers to, so it's not like if things get worse or if something happens, I don't know. There's no one I can go to that's above him that works in-house. So every time I go to work, like ever since yesterday, oh, it's been happening for like weeks now, but yesterday I started having a panic attack like an hour before I got to my job. And it's been happening for the last 24, almost 36 hours. The panic hasn't stopped. Like all day today I've been immobilized with fear and anxiety. I am terrified to leave my house. I'm scared to go to work because I'm afraid he's gonna be there, and I'm afraid to spend time in the break room because I don't want to be in a place where I could be alone with him, because that makes me so uncomfortable. And it's the holy month of Ramadan, inshallah. And so I'm fasting right now. So I just leave my job and take that time away during my break. But it's still so scary. Because when I'm back inside, I don't want to see him. Okay. Hi. Apparently I'm going to be editing this video a little, because apparently I'm going to be editing this because my camera died. So, welcome back. But as I was saying, that's the first time I've ever said that out loud. And I have become a victim of workplace sexual harassment. And like I said, he's a leader in the store. So like, when it comes to reporting him, I don't, like, he's a leader where I work. And when it comes to reporting him or speaking up and saying something. I don't know who I can go to. And most people would think, go to HR. They're not in-house, so it's literally just him. It's just him that everyone answers to, even me. So there's that power that's there, that he has. And he hasn't been inappropriate physically, but I'm terrified every day that that's gonna happen. I'm terrified that something bad is gonna happen. Something worse than what's already happened. I've been having this panic. This is like the longest panic attack I've ever had that just hasn't stopped. I fell asleep having a panic attack. I woke up that way. I didn't sleep real well last night. I've been wanting to write this down and say something and speak up, but I'm so scared. But one thing I realized when talking to a family member of mine is that if he's doing this to me, then there's likelihood that he's doing it or has done it to others. And I don't want to give him the satisfaction of thinking he has that power over me. I don't want him thinking he can take my voice. I don't want him to have that power. Because it's not his to have, it's mine. And I love my job so much and I need it. For reasons I'm not going to get into, but I need it. And I refuse to let him take my voice from me. In my entire life, thought I'd ever say me too. And the fact that I can is paralyzingly scary. But I don't want him to think that he has that power. And I don't want him to think that he can take my voice from me and make me stay quiet. He's already taken my peace at work. But as someone I know always says, I'm not gonna let you steal my joy. And I'm not gonna let you take my voice. And whether I'm the first one or the umpteenth one, I don't want this to happen to any other person, male or female, again. And I don't know if putting this video out there is gonna put my job at risk. But even if it does, at least it's only my job at risk and not other women or men or anyone. It's really, really hard because I want to say this person's name, but like I said, he's the man on top of the totem pole, so it's not like, I don't know, I don't know. But like I said, I don't want him to think he has my voice, and if you're watching this and you see this, you don't have my voice. You won't steal my joy. I may fear you when I work, and you may look at me in ways that I despise, but you do not have the power you think you do. And I'm speaking directly to you and to anyone who thinks that they can do this and get away with it, because you can't. You won't have my voice, because even if you won't listen, even if beyond this video I never share my story, my voice will be heard. My story will be shared. And I will make sure that you never hurt anyone again. And to anyone else, man or woman, that this has happened to or is happening to you, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that this is happening to you. I know that I hear you and I see you. Your feelings matter, your opinion matters, you matter, and your voice matters, and your voice is heard. You are heard. The Me Too movement has shown me that people in situations like mine don't have to stay quiet. We are not nameless, we are not faceless, we are not voiceless. We are and will be heard. Inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to bless us and be there for us, because He will protect us. And I know that. So I just want to end by saying that if you see this video on YouTube or anywhere else, please share it so other people can see it, so that my voice is heard. Please share this video. So that my voice is heard. So that my story is shared. So that my story is told. And so that this monster, who out of fear for losing my job, will remain nameless but not for long, no longer has the power to intimidate others or myself anymore. And to my friends and family who will definitely see this whenever I post it, know that I am okay, that I have not been hurt physically. I fear that daily, but it has not happened. I am okay. I am scared out of my head every day. Like, I'm literally shaking violently as I tell my story. Like, I'm so scared to say this. But the last thing I want to do is give this man my voice and my silence. Because if I do that, he has that power, and I refuse to give him that. I will take that power back into my hands. And I know Allah is with me the whole way. But more importantly, I just don't want him to have that power. It's horrific when you have a job that you love going to every single day, where you've made connections with people, but you are terrified to work because you don't know if you're going to get hurt or when, because you think it's not a matter of if, it's when. It's been happening for 2 months. And I don't foresee it getting better. I don't foresee that fear going away. So please, if you see this and you're watching it and you've gotten up to this point in the video, or maybe you just fast forwarded because it was too triggering. So if you see this, please share my story. So the person doing this knows that I know that they're doing it. So that my story is heard, so that my voice is heard. Because I will not remain silent. I will find out who I can talk to. And hopefully feel peace at work again. But no matter what, I need my story to be shared. Because I don't want to stay silent anymore. I have been silent for 2 months. It's enough is enough. Enough is enough. I have always supported the Me Too movement. I always believe every victim who comes forward. And I never thought I'd be one of them asking you to believe me. But please believe me, I couldn't make this up if I tried, and I wouldn't make this up. I wouldn't lie about this. And it makes it even worse because as someone who's celebrating their first Ramadan, I hope to do it in peace, and I can't do that. But no matter what happens from here on out, I know that eventually something positive will come out of it. And hopefully all of this just stops. And to anyone out there who's in a situation like me, know that you're not alone. As I said before, you are validated, you are heard, and I see you. Because now I can say me too. And I never thought I'd be able to say that. But I can. And I just want you to know that you're not alone. So, Bahut Dhanyavad for watching this video. Please share it. I don't care if you like or subscribe to it. But the one thing I would ask, other than asking you to share my video, is in the comment section down below. Share your story if this has happened to you, so other people who watch this and see the comments know that they're not alone. Even if you're not comfortable sharing it and all you want to say is me too, whatever you feel comfortable sharing, just share this video and share your story so others know they're not alone. Because it is so scary to feel alone. But knowing that there's someone else out there who's been through it helps. This video was really long, and I'm sorry, and I appreciate you for watching this. If I can find links to places where you can receive help, I'll put it in the description. But I'll also post a Facebook page to my Facebook page for this channel. I don't know, but you'll find everything in the description down below. Thank you for watching. Here on YouTube, my name is MC Flawless, and my voice will be heard.